Alright. Oh, well that doesn't work. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good evening. Ninja Gloppy, thank you for the lurk. Scott by Scott. Oh, what's that? Mashing the A button. I got some throat lozenges. Ricola. That exposure is really hot, isn't it? I played with this a little bit earlier, but it was different lighting. But look, I can turn the lights. There we go. That's probably good. That's better for me too, because I don't want the lights too hot. Let me pop one of these Ricola. I've been sick. Maybe that'll kind of help soothe. Got the new webcam, courtesy of our friend Star Traveler, and I got some new lights. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Dan Astro, what's up? Glad to have you here. So yeah, got some new stuff, and just a short stream tonight. Maybe we'll just process this one image and call it a night. Because I've been sick and talking into the microphone. Oh, the music's too loud. Talking into the microphone when I'm kind of sick, you know, it's not good for the throat. Just turn that down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so, new webcam, new lights. So now all I have to do to stream is just set my background thing. I just drag this over here and good to go. Which is what I've been wanting. So that's very good. It's still a little bit hot, isn't it? We can change the color temperature too. That's way too warm. Like yellow. I guess sort of medium color temperature is probably the best. What's up, Polyfab? Welcome. How are you? Good evening. I've been sick, so I probably sound congested and you know, may not be very talkative, but I wanted to do a stream because got this slightly new setup, well, new webcam, new lights, and kind of want to give it a try. And I want to reprocess this image for like this 15th time. The Tadpole Nebula. This was shot with my new 3nm filters, and I've processed this a couple times, and I like this processing, but I have a feeling that there's kind of an orange gradient here, and I think it's like I just kind of want to remove some of that gradient, and then maybe tweak the blue green color in the middle a bit more. So that's what we're going to work on. And the last time we did some processing on the stream, we kind of went through the gradients on that one image and got a big improvement. So we're going to work on that. Babysitting the robot. Oh, okay. That sounds cool. Oh, recovering from a nasty flu. Ah, that sucks. This is just like a sinus infection, head cold, and So it's not like, I'm not like, I haven't been super sick. I've just been like, bleh. And definitely not like a flu or anything. So first thing I do is extract the stars. Looking nice and sharp. Thanks. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. We're going to try to make the colors and stuff better. And that's kind of the thing. Oh, are you talking about the webcam, or are you talking about the stream, or the image? The image. The stream should be in 1080p also. Yes, it looks like I can get 1080p 60 now. Good, yeah. Okay. We were having that problem last stream, but I think I figured it out. I think I can get away with this. Camera is pretty good. Low light quality. I can really dim these lights kind of a lot, which is good because they're kind of, you know, having all these lights on makes it kind of blinding. But yeah, that's probably okay. Maybe I want to reduce the contrast on that a little bit. I don't know if yeah. Oh, there, I think I like that a little bit better. A bit less contrast. But then you kind of lose saturation. So let's increase the saturation. It's gotta look saturated. There we go. Maybe we'll go with that. It's a strong contrast in the image between the black sweatshirt and my bald head. Yeah, 3 nanometer filters. Yeah, I really wanted to do like a comparison, you know, on the same target, but I don't really have a good target that I like, especially with the O3 data. That's the toughest signal, but I don't really have a good target that's, you know, that I imaged with O3 before, because all those targets are setting now, right? Because those are a couple months ago. So I don't know what the downsides are to using tighter bandpass filters. There must be some downside, but I don't know what they are. There's usually no free lunch, right? Like, you know, maybe you're cropping out some of the signal. Maybe it depends on the target. All right, so I got my star images. And so this is always the trickiest part for me, is gradient subtraction on these monochrome images. So let's see. So we have like an orange color. We did this last time. I asked ChatGPT. Oh yeah, sorry, it's got it saved in there. Yeah, so the red and the green channel. So that would mean the sulfur and the hydrogen channel. I want to do gradient subtraction on. And It's weird though, because I mean, it really looks like, you know, I got, you know, background over here and the oxygen. Yeah, it looks like there's a gradient on the oxygen, but let's just go with ChatGPT's suggestion. And last time I used Graxpert on these, so we'll subtract gradient.
Silvergrains
just rated my channel with 8 viewers. Thank you, Silvergrains. Welcome, Silvergrains, peoples. How are you guys doing tonight? I haven't watched your stream in a while, Silvergrains. What were you guys up to? If you guys don't know me, I'm Dave, and I do astrophotography, and I build telescopes, and I design telescopes. Oh, I actually have a CAD model of a telescope up right here. So this is a telescope I've been working on, and I release it to the designs as open source, so you can download them, 3D print them, build them yourself. It's a bit of an ambitious project, especially if you've never been into astronomy or done telescopes, use a telescope. But it's a lot of fun. We have a Discord community, and you know, we share our projects and support on building my telescopes there. So welcome. And we're working on an image of the Tadpole Nebula, which I've processed this several times, and this is the most recent result. Also, I kind of have a cold, and I kind of sound congested. So, yeah. So apologies for that. I probably won't be on very long. Oh, development, nice. Oh, nice, cool. Large format and 35, yeah. Hey, what's up, Mazif? Yeah, right on. Cool, man. Oh, thanks again for the raid. So we're working on this, and the thing with astrophotography is, it's probably, you could say this for a lot of photography, but particularly with astrophotography is like 50% of the processing, you know. I mean, you know, it's garbage in, garbage out. You got to have good data to start with, but it really is, you know, 50% of the work is, and the artistry really comes from the processing. And so, you know, turning these 3 different color channel black and white images into a color image. So this is my most recent attempt a couple weeks ago processing this. It's great. I really like it, but there's something that I think maybe isn't right, and there's kind of an orange gradient on the right of here, and there should be some orange. There definitely is some signal over there, but I think I've got too much. It's like not quite right. So, and that is oftentimes due to background sky gradients from light pollution, and so we are subtracting that using a tool called Graxpert, which is easy. You just push the button, it does it, and that's what it's subtracted. I'm not so sure about that result. I think we'll go with it. And this was the the hydrogen. So this is shot in what we call narrowband imaging. For those of you guys who came in the raid and maybe don't know. So this is shot with a black and white camera, the monochrome camera, with 3 different filters. And the filters allow light only at very specific wavelengths, and those wavelengths of light correspond to specific elements that are emitting light. So this one is hydrogen gas, and this one is oxygen, And the last one is sulfur. And so now we have 3 different wavelengths of light, and we can use tools to combine those and make a color image, which is what I'll do now. And we're going to use the so-called Hubble palette, which is mapping the sulfur to the red channel, the hydrogen to the green channel, and the oxygen to the blue channel. And it's dark, so we will stretch the data. And that's what the data looks like, kind of the first step in processing. What's up, Magistrix? Welcome. How are you? Good evening. So there's another tool. Now we need to balance the color channels, and you can do that manually. But there's a tool called Auto Linear Fit, which does it automatically. I'm kind of all about the automatic tools, so if they make it easier. Yeah, Mazif, I think I was working on the new telescope today, the new focuser mainly. I think it's going to work. I'm still waiting for these linear rails to show up. And those won't be here till later in the week, but yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty good. Okay, now you can stretch it, and we have balanced color data. Hey, Dan Astro, welcome, brother. Yeah, found a new spot. Good for northwestern sky. Oh yeah, cool. Right on. More star trails. Yeah, silver grades, you guys. I wish there was a button. There needs to be a button to like click to give them a shout out. Like, why is that not a button? You can click on their name to ban them, but you can't click on them. You have to type in shout out. Silver Grains did some star trail photos on film. We talked about that a while ago. I remember on the stream. Yeah, we got 10 a day on Twitch. Yeah, I figured it out. I was actually giving... The problem was I was giving too much bit rate. Like, I had the bit rate set to like 10,000 kilobit per second or something like that. And that was too much. And I guess Twitch is just like, I don't know what to do with that. Okay, background neutralization. And so we'll see. It looks like maybe that gradient is kind of gone. I'm trying to get rid of this orange gradient. And it looks like maybe it's gone, but I might have subtracted out a lot of the signal on the inside. And that we definitely don't want. It's kind of hard to tell until you get several steps down the line with the processing. Hector Guitar, thank you for the follow. What, did I not get a message about that? Oh, he must have followed right after the raid. I didn't see the follow notification, but thank you for the follow. Yes, this is the tadpole. Yeah, it's weird with, so like one of the most important steps in processing is background subtraction, background gradient subtraction. But you can't really tell until like the later steps, so like the very last steps. Like if you've done it the way you want it, you have to kind of go through all the steps to get there. It's kind of a frustrating process. Because I won't really know what this is going to look like until I start to nonlinear stretch and do the curves and histogram transformations. So we'll see. Oh. I didn't do anything for what? Oh, my notifications? Are those? Or yeah, my sound thingies? Oh, that's not working. Oh, wait a minute. They're just supposed to play silly sounds and stuff. They don't look like they're working. Ah, well, that works. Thank you for the resub, Dan. Yeah, they're supposed to play, yeah, silly things. And, always just one thing isn't working, you know? And this is taking a really long time. It's because I clicked off of the screen. Sometimes that does that. Trying to do Star Exterminator. Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of a fun, interactive thing. And, yeah, those are the channel points, right? Every channel can name their channel points something different. I named it photons because we do astrophotography stuff, you know. And they're little redeems that just play silly sound effects from TV shows and stuff that I like. And they're not working. Misadventures in Astro. Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, I'm still a little sick, though, so... Muons, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why those aren't working. What in the stupid... Oh, wait, did I turn them... No, it's in the overlay. Yeah, if you can see the overlay, then those should show up. Why are they not? Fucking stupid shit, man. A lot of this stuff like has to connect to third-party services, and I don't know, it's pretty dumb. Yeah, it's kind of a, you know, every channel, you kind of find your own little things, you know. I think it's fun to have silly little sounds and stuff. I like it on other people's streams. I jump in there and play silly sounds and things. Yeah, look, there's, yeah, that would have been a perfect, the egg thing would have been a perfect thing in this trying time. Yeah, I think that subtraction just murdered my hydrogen signal. But let's go another couple steps here. I could log into my Stream Elements account and probably has to like reconnect to Twitch or whatever. Yeah, they should definitely be more visible. I don't like hidden commands, off menu items. Those are... Evening, Star Traveler, welcome. How are you this evening? New webcam, by the way, guys, courtesy of Star Traveler. Thank you again, Star Traveler. I think it's going to work great. I think it looks good. A little bit of fiddling with it today to get it angles and stuff working, and I raised it up a couple inches off the desk. And okay, so now we're ready for multi-scale adaptive stretch. Well, yeah, yeah, no, it's it kind of surprised me too that it's like this camera's like a, you know, it's got a good solid feel to it. Like it's made out. It's not a cheap plasticky thing. It's made out of metal. It's like a, you know, pretty sturdy, yeah, quality looking piece of hardware. So. Camera does look good. Yeah, cool. Part of that is the light too. I got some. I got a couple of lights, so I got some better light set up. This is the YOLO. What is it, Star Traveler? It's a YOLO 3 or something. Not super cheap, not super expensive. It's kind of that like nice kind of middle of the ground. YOLO Cam ASSTRO. It's literally called YOLO Cam. I don't, these Chinese companies, I don't. I didn't even install their software. I'd say the low light's performance is pretty good if you think it looks good right now, because it's pretty low light in here right now. I've got these lights on it, but they're not. I've got them turned way down. They're like not very bright because they were kind of too bright. Okay, so this is kind of what we're looking at right now. Sunny outside? Yeah, well, okay, these have different color temperatures. So if you want cloudy, then we can go... okay, now it's like sunset. And that's like cloudy. No, that's the cool color temperature. I think slightly warm is... Although maybe the cooler temperature is better. Actually, I think that makes the skin tones. Yeah, that's probably better on the skin tones. And then my face is separated from the sort of brown backdrop a little better. Because there I kind of similar orange color to the background. That's probably better separation. I need more RGB lights back there. This thing doesn't work. I need to fix that. Oh, we're working on this. I'm just going to use these settings. Hum. Okay. Compare that to this one. A 3-stream streak from Misadventures in Astro. Cool. What does MAS actually do? It's sort of a quick stretching tool, nonlinear stretching tool. Instead of using a histogram transformation and having to drag sliders, it sort of automates that. So I got some purples in there. Remove that. Yeah, I mean, I think the math under the hood is very fancy. Whenever you see the term multi-scale, there's like fancy math going on with that. Yeah, I think it's probably a pretty good tool. I'm just not sure. You know, I keep going back to my sort of reference image, which is the last time I processed that, and I guess I should just chug through here and not get bogged down. And yeah, got kind of a blue gradient now, which I expected from the oxygen signal. You know what? I'm gonna start over. I'm not gonna completely start over. I'm not gonna close this. Sometimes I do that. I didn't do gradient subtraction on the oxygen, and this has a pretty clear gradient. That's much brighter on the left than the right. So I will do for expert on this one. Yeah, they just released that multi-scale adaptive stretch tool. And, okay, that's a little more even now. All right, restart this. I'm kind of particularly excited about it because there's a lot of tools for doing your nonlinear stretching, and I kind of don't like any of them. A lot of people like that generalized hyperbolic stretch tool, and to me that tool is just way too complicated to use, and I'm just like, no. City ASSTRO has a tool called statistical stretch, which I think he just updated. There's an update to that, and yeah. Hey, what's up, Rob? Rob ate a dash. Welcome. Space is just so cool, man. Yes, it is, very much. You're looking at getting a newer telescope. What do I recommend? Wow. Well, that's a can of worms, Rob. How much time you got? It, like so many things in life, it depends on what you want to do and what you can do. So it kind of depends on where you live, what kind of skies you have, what kind of view of the night sky you have where you live. Do you live in an area where do you have a backyard or a balcony like I have where you can set the telescope up? Can you leave the telescope set up? Can you like take it in and out of the garage? You know, stuff like that. Was that how portable depends on how big a telescope. If you have really dark skies, you can do different stuff with the telescope than if you don't have dark skies. If you live in the city like most of us, you probably don't have very dark skies. There are telescopes that are better at looking at the planets than other telescopes. Other telescopes are better at looking at distant galaxies and things. You have decently good view where it's less light polluted. Okay. Yeah, well, you want to make this a big hobby. Well, the good thing about that is there's no upper limit to astronomy. You could spend, a couple, $200, $300, $400, $300, $400, $500 on a C-star and do astrophotography really easily, quickly. You could spend about that much on a Dobsonian telescope for visual astronomy. You could spend $5 billion on a space telescope, and there's literally everything in between. So, yeah. Are you interested in imaging and astrophotography like this, Rob, or visual astronomy using your eyeball? Both are great. I'm kind of wondering, Misadventures, if who's going to be the first company to release an actual pro smart telescope. The C-Star just came out with like the S30 Pro, but like an actual pro smart telescope would be a mono image sensor with narrowband filters. that would be. I mean, imagine a sea star, but with narrowband filters in there. Astrophotography. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Right on. Check the Discord. Did I pin the link? Yeah. Join us in the Discord, Rob, because we, we can pass ideas and links back and forth through there quicker and easier. A lot of what we're doing in the Discord is building telescopes. So I design and build the telescopes, which you might have seen if you're on my YouTube channel. And here's one that I've been working on. This image that I'm processing is with a telescope that I built. So that's kind of mostly what we talk about on there, but you're welcome to discuss, anything. not just astronomy and telescopes, but anything that's cool. But we got a lot of people that are, we got a lot of a good range of skill levels there. Some really experienced astrophotographers, and some I'm sort of in the middle, and there's some guys that are totally brand new. So, good way to share info and stuff. Milking a bit before, yeah, maybe that's it, huh? My thought would be the hard part about the hardest part, I think, probably about a monochrome, especially like a narrowband image smart telescope, would be the smart processing. It's got to do a lot more than just with the dual narrowband filters, right? So. Newtonian 6-inch smart telescope. You might be thinking of the Celestron Origin, which is not a Newtonian. It is a smart telescope, and it does have it's a reflector. I don't think it's 6. It might be. Is this 6 inches? It might be 6 inches. It's pretty big. It's very expensive. That would probably be more pro than the Sea Star, because you can change the camera and filters on it. But yeah. Well, it wasn't that. Okay. Okay, where are we at? Multi-scale adaptive stretch. So we're going to do this again. I think the last time I was like 20. I don't think I went all the way to 25. It had a spider. Well, it doesn't mean it's a Newtonian if it has a spider. Not necessarily. I don't know about that. I feel like the background subtraction has murdered my signal, but we'll try it. Newtonian means specifically primary mirror at the parabolic, primary mirror in the back. I guess it could be hyperbolic. Primary mirror in the back, secondary mirror at the front at a 45, eyepiece or image sensor at the front of the telescope. But you could have some other type of reflector, Ritchie-Chrétien or whatever, that has a spider at the front, but the camera at the back. My little trick to get rid of the purples. Yeah. Oh, very cool. What parts of the world are you from, Rob? What kind of? You said you had pretty dark skies. You live someplace kind of rural. Okay, I think maybe I'm liking this now. Alrighty, let's go with. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Andromeda is a great and the east, okay. On the East Coast then? Alright, let's see. We're gonna try to bring out the details. Okay. Do you know approximately what Bortle level your skies are? Are you familiar with the Bortle scale? And you can look up, just Google like light pollution map. There's a couple of different websites. You can look at, I guess I like lightpollutionmap.info. And so you can see this gives you, it's like a Google Maps overlay with relative light pollution, right? So, you know, I'm down here. I'm down here in the middle of this white and pink. I guess technically I'm not quite as bad as it could be. What's up, Jorgensen? Welcome. Yeah, science isn't working though. My redeems aren't redeeming. I gotta troubleshoot that now. So anyways, check out the light pollution map and see what kind of light pollution you have. So this actually narrowband image I'm processing was shot from the light pollution down here. But you know, the darker your skies, the better. Yeah, the Bortle scale is not, it's just kind of rough. It's just kind of a rough rule of thumb, right? It's not a real measurement of anything. In order to really know, you have to take, there's like a light meter. You can take measurements of the sky. So, you know, yeah, I think if I've looked at a couple of different maps too, and I think I know what you're talking about. Like one will show that, and the other show another. Yeah, class 6. Well, that's still, you know, that's still better than what I got. And that's, I mean, that's what I would expect. But fear not. This image was shot that I'm processing. This beautiful image was shot in right out here, in Portal 9, Southern California. Like the worst light pollution you could have, right? So you can still do a lot. Those meters are pricey. Yeah, I don't really need one. You just have a friend that has one. Yeah. I mean, according to that map we were just looking at, maybe it's Bortle 8, but I've got like, I'm in the middle of this apartment complex. There's literally all the parking lights on and bright lights on the side of the building. So like, it's as light polluted as it gets here. Okay, let's see. So we're doing local histogram equalization to just kind of make these details pop a little bit. Did you get those monitors shipped back, Jeff? Packed up? We're like almost done here now. We just need to get a little bit of a curves adjustment. We're gonna get some contrast in here. Oh, waiting on the seller's reply. So he didn't just get something from Amazon, so the return's going to be kind of a thing. Eee. It's starting to look kind of weird. Ah. Yeah, you gotta deal with Facebook Marketplace people. But, you know, that can be okay. Although I don't know if you can find if you can find buyers for 1080p monitors. Okay, now SCNR to remove green. I'll usually hit it like this to remove all the green, and then I'll back it off. The blue looks pretty good on this one. This previous image, I had a bit of green in there. Like, you don't want to remove all the green, but maybe that's a bit of a different take. What do you think? More green or less green? That was 0.6. If I do... I think this one looks better with less green. So that's always the case, isn't it? Somewhere in between. I think I definitely want like this region in here where it's still mostly the sort of, you know, it's not quite into the sort of core area. The before you can see the green is really bleeding through into there. I think that I want to get rid of. And that does a good job of that. I really like this blue out here. Yeah, maybe that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna get the stars back in. And I do that using SETI Astro's excellent star tools. NB to RGB, narrowband to RGB star combination tool. Take your star images and apply a star stretch. Something around 4.3. And then I add color boost. And now we have RGB stars. Isn't that great? And so now I have a star image and I can start putting stars in there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this new version a lot better. I need more contrast though. It's still a little bit not quite the background's not quite backgroundy enough for me. So I usually use, I got kind of a conundrum, because usually what I'll do is I'll just come into the curves tool and I'll add some points to keep all the brighter areas, the midtones, and then I'll just do this, add this little J hook down here to darken just the darks. Whoops, you need real-time preview for that. Which does what I want. It darkens the background, but I got these like dark nebula structure in the middle of here, and so those start to clip to black. I don't really want those to go too black. Yeah, so what I can do, there's a tool called Dark Structure Enhance. Yeah, in this another plugin script, Dark Structure Enhance, and I'm just gonna click the Extract Mask button. I'm actually only gonna use this so it'll generate a mask for me. I could maybe do this manually. No, this thing is cool. Yeah, okay, so now I have a mask. So now I can protect those areas. I'll invert the mask, right? Whoops. I'll invert that mask. Now I'll bring up my curves. It's still darkening that a little bit, but not quite as bad. Okay, I think that's kind of getting there. Okay, let's remove the mask. Mask, remove mask. Put that over here. And now, I think we just want to push the saturation up. Not too much. Don't need to go crazy. I'm gonna run one last noise exterminator. Hey, what's up? How's my day going? Welcome to the chat, South Sharks. South Sharks. Well, I've been kind of sick, but I've been sick productive. Welcome. How are you? Glad to have you here. We're doing some astrophotography image processing. This is an object called the Tadpole Nebula. It's a very cool, interesting region of space. And I'm kind of at the end of it. Everyone's sick this week. Yeah, I guess, huh? Yeah, this is just like a sinus head cold thing, so kind of sucks, but yeah, I stayed home from work the last 2 days because I'm just like kind of have a fever, but not, you know, just like. Anyways. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's what I wanted to do. I compared to the other process. You recently got a Celestron Nexstar 127. Oh, it's coming today. Ooh. I hopefully you also have clear skies. Celestron Next Star 127. Which one is that? Ah, okay. Yeah, that'll be a fun little telescope. Maxitov Cassegrain design, yeah. A little go-to mount on it there. I think, I don't know if you've done, I don't know how much research you've done on these. I think you're probably gonna want, well, I know you're gonna want better eyepieces, just from looking at this right here. If those are the eyepieces that it comes with, yeah, these, you're definitely gonna want a better set of eyepieces. So these are, see how small the actual, like the pupil on that, it's tiny. It's like 1/4 inch in diameter. You're looking through a teeny tiny little thing. Really budget. Those are like super cheap. So there's budget eyepieces that I recommend. They're sometimes referred to as the red line from SV Bony. Oh, look at that. You can get these gold ones. Yeah, this is what you want right here. The SV Bony is like this budget brand that's like, it's pretty cheap stuff, but like the value is so good. So for $112, this whole set of eyepieces, I would absolutely buy this right now and get that to go with this telescope. I'm almost certain this set of eyepieces will make a massive difference. I'll send you a link to that. I have some of these. They're fine eyepieces. They're great. And I've looked at these eyepieces in telescopes with, like with my telescopes that I built, and I have these eyepieces, and I've looked through eyepieces that are like $600-800 just for the eyepiece, one eyepiece. And yeah, the $800 eyepiece is better, but is it 8 times better? Okay, yeah, cool. Right on. Yeah, SV Bony stuff is like the shockingly good budget stuff. I think they've been around. I think I've seen this name for longer. Misadventures, but I think they were just making like accessories like dovetails and mounting plates and like really cheap crappy stuff. They've come up in the last 3 years of making affordable, inexpensive, but still like surprisingly good, usable quality stuff. Yeah, I think that was the case. In which case, I mean, if they started out making money that way and then reinvested into making new stuff, like that's the American way for a Chinese company. Yeah. So, well, good, man. Hopefully you have clear skies, and check out the Discord too. Discord. South Sharks Alley 2. Check out the Discord. We have a good community in there of astrophotographers and astronomers, and mostly we're talking about building telescopes in there, but there's plenty of guys that don't build, that like to just do imaging or visual astronomy too. So you're welcome to come and hang out in there with us, and have any questions, we can try to help and share your images. We want to see what you're doing. So speaking of sharing images, so this was like kind of yesterday, the previous one and the next one. And interesting thing, like when I just click between these two, like the thing that I noticed that jumps out right away, it's like the dominant color when you kind of just briefly look at this one is orange. Like it just looks super orange. Then I click this one and it looks super green. So I think I'm going to subtract more of the green out of that. Yeah, maybe that. And I think that kind of gives a better balanced kind of look. And I do hit Noise Exterminator on my images when I've finished another pass of Noise Exterminator. I don't know on the stream how well you'll be able to see, but there is a noise in there. It's kind of an ugly, grainy noisiness, and the sort of second pass of Noise Exterminator just smooths that all out, and I think it makes the images look much nicer. Okay, so the blue is much more prominent. I'm really happy about that. And let's see. Yeah, that gradient's kind of gone. A lot less orange in the O3. Yeah, it's like this has like this looks like there's like an orange filter over the top of it or something, like a piece of orange film laid over it. Here, it's a much more, and this blue is much nicer, much richer, much royalier. Yeah, here it's just kind of. The trick is though, like, did it subtract, some of the orange signal out, and then maybe. Nah. Is there like detail missing? Nah, I think that's it. I think that's what we want. Yeah. I'm pleased with that. It's so weird how much different, subtracting these background gradients, and it's so hard to know, when you should or need to subtract them or not. And so I've definitely had other images I've processed, and then some of the subtraction makes it way worse. It's really tricky, and you just kind of got to play with it. I don't know, or gain experience. I'm gonna save this one out because I think I'm done. And should I get more contrast, more? You know what? I'm gonna do a little bit more, just one last bit. On this monitor, on other monitors, it always seems less contrasty. And so yeah, I'm just gonna a bit more contrast, and then just a little bit more saturation. Then put the stars in. There we go. Yes. curves tool. Can make it a little bit bigger. And this is all imaging, right? Curves tool is from left to right is dark to bright. And so if you make an S curve like this, yeah, here's the real-time previews here. So if you bring this, you're making the darks darker, and then you're making the brighter stuff brighter. So this is all photography, theory, really, right? So you're making the brights brighter, and you can see that as I drag this up here, all the bright stuff gets brighter, and then all the darker stuff gets darker. So like obviously that's way too much contrast, right? And then an inverted S would be the opposite. Starting to get really weird, but obviously we're not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to save this because I like that. For the 15th time that I've processed that image. That is 13 hours of data. And that's actually not a whole lot of data for some of these narrowband images. 1.525. I might save that as a TIFF too, because in case I decide that's worth printing, I want to have the TIFF. I picked up an ASI 224. What do I think about it until you upgrade to a 585? Or should you stick with... I'm not familiar with the ASI 224. Let's take a look. Okay, so it's a non-cooled camera. 1/3 inch sensor, so it's a pretty small sensor, really low resolution. IMX224 sensor. Well, if you shoot with it, you want to shoot your gain at 60. Yeah, T3i. T3i is a pretty older sensor. I mean, try it. This is a really small image sensor, so you're going to have a really large, crop factor, right? You're going to have a very narrow field of view compared to T3i, which is a much, much larger image sensor and much larger pixels on the T3i. So they'll be very, very different cameras. The advantage to using this camera over a T3i is it's so much smaller and lighter weight. Ergonomically, setting up, getting the telescope balance. A DSLR is kind of unwieldy. It's kind of awkward, just bulky, rectangular-ish shape with a hand grip. It just gets in the way. An LCD screen. This is going to use way less battery. With a T3i, you have to worry about powering the T3i. Powering this is not going to be an issue. So, as far as this actually has pretty large pixels, 3.7. Yeah, as far as powering, as far as the actual image acquisition process, this will probably be easier to use. than the DSLR. But, you know, yeah, you've got both. Try both. All right. I said this was going to be a pretty short stream, and so I think it's time to wrap it up. Is there somebody that we can should drop a raid on? Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what you get. Who else is anybody streaming that we can raid? We got a few people here on Twitch. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I'm still kind of getting over this cold thing, and yeah, now that I've got the new camera and lights, my setup is way easier to use and more reliable and better, should be. So hopefully we can stream more often. Check out the Discord if you're not in the Discord. And let's see what else. Oh, I did a bunch of work on the telescope, on the 114. I got glue drying, epoxy curing on parts, so I don't really want to handle them too much. You're still dialing in? Yeah, cool, man. Well, look forward to when you get the racing going, Jeff. What's the consensus with mass? I guess I like it. How's the focuser? Is it supporting all the way? I'm missing the linear rails. I need these linear rails. Those aren't showing up until like Thursday. So I can't have it assembled yet. I don't think supporting the weight is an issue. The issue is going to be you know, if it'll actually go in a straight line. I don't know. Maybe both things. Maybe both. The issue is going to be more yeah, will it, I guess supporting the weight, yeah, because if it flexes, we're worried about it flexing and stuff, and will it travel smoothly and consistently? Will it travel in a line straight enough to not lose collimation when it focuses? So yeah, I think that's the same conclusion I had Star Traveler. It's very easy to use, just a couple of sliders, and I like that rather than having to manipulate. Using the histogram transformation tool is awkward because you have to, like, you know, you have to have that and your STF up, and then you drag STF to this, and then you have to zoom in, and it's kind of yeah. So I definitely like it. We're talking about this new multi-scale adaptive stretch tool that just came out. I find that the only thing I'm really playing with is target background and aggressiveness. It's just kind of these two sliders. I don't know that I'm getting any. I don't know that it's doing anything for me that I wasn't already getting by using the histogram transformation tool for stretching, but it's easier to use, and I'm all about that. So it's on my list of icons, which is hidden behind my face right now. If I hide, yeah, my list of process icons that I use, it's made it to the list. So that may tell the whole story, right? If I like a tool enough that I make an icon for it that always lives there, then it's something I'll use. All right, new process, new version of the Tadpole Nebula. Yeah, that's much better. Yes, that is the list I use every yeah. It is. I don't necessarily use all of them. And in fact, there's some that I don't even use anymore. That could kind of obsoleted by now. Don't even use them all, but. And there's some things like the scripts you can't make a process icon for, or maybe you can, I don't know how. So Verilux, I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, so PixInsight, Dan, allows you to save icon sets. Where is that? Somewhere. I think it's somewhere in here. I can't remember where. Oh, the Verilux thing is new? Oh, okay. Well, there's another tool to play with then. Maybe that's next stream. One of these menus, I can't remember where, Dan, but there's also a toolbar that I have on here that allows you to save and load process icons. Oh, it's under processes? Oh, processes, process icons. Yeah, there it is. Right. Load, merge, save process icons. So I have a process icon preset saved on my drive, and you do have to load it. It doesn't load automatically when PixInsight starts. I don't like that. I wish there was a way to, maybe there is. If you know, let me know. Maybe Star Traveler knows. Is there a way to make a particular icon set load when PixInsight loads? I don't know. But again, mine they're over here on my setup. So, okay, guys, I gotta go take a shower, and I gotta go to bed early tonight because I gotta hopefully get a good night's sleep. So maybe I can go to work tomorrow. I need to go to work tomorrow. Gotta get over this thing. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Dan Astro, for resubbing 2 months now. Thank you, Magistrix. Thank you for being here. Thanks to Star Traveler for the generous, very generous donation of the camera contribution. When I got the lights, I think the setup is a lot better. And welcome, South Sharks. Join the Discord again if you haven't. And oh, and who was our new friend over on YouTube? Rob, yeah. Very exciting when new people get new telescopes and they can join us in the fun. So, hopefully I'll have more info on the telescope. Yeah, if these freaking... Oh, I gotta wait. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I can have this... I'll have this ready by the weekend, but I gotta wait. I ordered one of these Gemini autofocusers. I gotta wait for that to show up. So it'll be probably a couple weeks. All right, boys. Peace out.